Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we will be big box store plant shopping at the Lowe's out at Southwest McKinney, Texas. It is a beautiful late afternoon, and I decided to go to this particular Lowe's because it was in close proximity to where I am based at. I just got off of work and I wanted to take you alongside with me to go plant shopping. So as always, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself, as well as give me a follow on Instagram. My handle is at GrowFolds. Feel free to send me a direct message. That is the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me if you have any questions about the plants that I feature on my big box or plant shopping videos. But as you can see right here, this is a Lowe's that I often frequent just because it is in close proximity to where I am based at. I like to see what plants they have to offer, and with late spring, early summer, we are seeing a transition of plants in terms of what plants we are getting at big box stores. So we'll see what plants we can find at Lowe's. But before we get into that, I did want to talk about an amazing soil product called Classy Rabbit Soil. So if you haven't heard of Classy Rabbit Soil, which would be a surprise for me because if you are always following my big box or plant shopping videos, you know that I always talk about Classy Rabbit Soil. So here's the thing. Classy Rabbit Soil is probably the best soil substrate I've ever used. It is 100% naturally sourced in terms of the ingredients. You can see today that I am potting up a beautiful Aglaonema golden powder that I bought from another local plant shop called Peta's Planters out in Dallas. So I wanted to go ahead and put it in a terracotta planter, but I am using Classy Rabbit Soil today. It is a local small business based out in McKinney, Texas. What I love about this soil, as I've said in all of my videos, it is super chunky. It's got naturally sourced ingredients. So the main component is obviously rabbit manure, but it also has composted food waste. It's got rice hulls, it's got pumice, and it also has some natural mycorrhizae. The beauty of this particular soil is it is fast draining, but it also retains moisture. I get a lot of plants from overseas, and with soil substrates, you have to be really particular about the soil substrates you use. I always like using Classy Rabbit Soil because I've found so many great things that happen with my plants in terms of the root development, the acclimation of the plants. And for anybody that just wants a soil that you don't have to add anything to it, it is a complete soil, I would definitely buy Classy Rabbit Soil. And I'm going to show you a demonstration. So you can see right here, I am going to go water up this soil, and you can see how fast draining it is. With plants like Aglaonema, they don't like to sit in soggy soil. So Classy Rabbit Soil is one of those soils that you want that chunky mixed about it. And I just love the fact that it does have their mycorrhizae, which helps develop and make the plants take up those plant nutrients and water more efficiently. So in terms of Classy Rabbit Soil, you want to go ahead and invest in it because you need a top quality soil. Top quality soil will give you better growth for your plants, longer longevity for your plants. And to me, I have to ask everybody, if you haven't already pooped on your plants, why? And it's not too late to poop on your plants. You can go ahead and shop at classyrabbitsoil.com. We do have a promo code. GrowFolds is the promo code. So if you add the Classy Rabbit Soil and also add the Classy Rabbit Soil Conditioner, that is going to be free with my promo code GrowFolds. So definitely check it out. I know that a lot of plant foldies have bought Classy Rabbit Soil, and I hope you will give it a chance and trial on all of your plants. But let's get back to the big box or plant shopping video right here. You can see we've got a beautiful selection of different types of plants that we are going to see. I feel like there's going to be some good selections of plants today. At every entrance at Lowe's, you will see that they always have these mandevilla flowers. And mandevilla flowers, what I like about it is trailing. They shoot out all of these little trailing vines, and you'll see that there's so many beautiful colors. So we've got red, we've got pink, and these ones are from the Tropic Escape series by Costa Farms. And let's go ahead and walk into the indoor section right now. So every Lowe's will have like a whole table full of big plants or just different types of 6-inch planters. So we're just gonna go pan around here and take a look at some of the plants that they have. We've got a Dieffenbachia right here. That is a Dieffenbachia, and we've also got Dracaenas, and we also have an Aglaonema. These are for $29.98 by Costa Farms. So we've got a Dracaena white aspen, which is one of the more challenging Dracaenas. For some reason, whenever I've tried to grow it, the white parts always end up getting crispy brown. So that's why I say, you know, not all plants are really meant to be in our homes, but for this Aglaonema Golden Bay, definitely recommend it for our plant foldies. I hope you guys will consider getting Aglaonema. And I've been looking at Dieffenbachias as well. I know Dieffenbachias are a little bit more challenging because they need more bright indirect light, but I do like the leaf structure on it. This one is only for $22.98 right now. So there is a Lowe's deal. Some plants are on sale at Lowe's. So if you are wanting to save money, it is always a great idea to just go to a big box store and make sure that you're capitalizing on the sale prices. Typically, big box stores like Lowe's will have deals throughout the year. And, you know, as far as plants, if you're looking to save money on plants, right now is the time to go shopping at Lowe's because they do have some plants on sale. And you can see right here, beautiful Dieffenbachia. I like this, the speckling of this. And we're going to go to the outdoor section first before we go look at the indoor tropical plants. I know that that is the main event, but I definitely want to feature some of the outdoor plants because I also like outdoor gardening. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, if you're into outdoor gardening as well. It definitely brings me joy. I love having to be outside with the fresh air, and it's just easier to grow plants outdoors, at least for me, because I had just have an automated sprinkler system, and the watering just makes it so much easier versus having to go through each and every one of the plants that I have in my indoor garden. But you can see right here, beautiful afternoon, and you can see all of these hanging baskets. I love that every single Lowe's that I go plant shopping for or at is really merchandised well. So you can see all of these beautiful hanging begonias are just stunning. And then we also have a bunch of those Epipremnum aureum golden pothos right over here. I just love walking around the outdoor garden section of Lowe's. You can see these are only for $19.98. They've got a bunch of trailing golden pothos. I mean, look at how long the hanging baskets are. They've got just trails of beautiful pothos leaves. And, you know, this is one that you can actually take many cuttings and propagate. So I like the fact that you can grow pothos plants outdoors in a shaded area, and you can let them trail down like that. I think it's so stunning. And I'm just going to continue to walk around and show you the trailing golden pothos, as well as the other outdoor garden plants that we have here. We are going to go back inside and look at the indoor tropical plants, but I always like to start my big box or plant shopping videos by featuring a lot of the outdoor garden, because if you're into gardening, especially summer gardening or just gardening in general, it's always nice to look at the outdoor spaces. I mean, you can see right here, we've got some wax begonias. These are combination wax begonias right here, and these are by Monrovia. And I love that it has those waxy, velvety textured leaves, and then also the blooms are just a very nice bright red color in conjunction with the white blooms. And you can see that that is the price right here. So For big box store plant shopping, if you're going to look for outdoor garden plants, you definitely will save some money by just going to a Lowe's garden center, any big box store, but Lowe's specifically has lots of plants. And so we're just gonna walk around and enjoy the scenery of all of these beautiful outdoor plants. You'll see that this is a massive Cordyline Hawaiian tea plant. This is the kiwi variety where it has many different colors on it. I love the pink, the neon green, the deep green, and it's just got a lot going on. So with Cordyline plants, I wouldn't really recommend growing them indoors because they are spider mite prone. But if you have a patio area where you can give this either shade or even full sun, these will grow very well for you. They will definitely not be as spider mite prone as compared to growing them indoors. And you can see that this Cordyline kiwi is actually a combination planter with some neon pothos as the ground cover. So we're seeing more and more of that. And let's just continue to walk around and see what else they have to offer at this Lowe's garden center. Every plant foldie's favorite, this is the Hydra Helix, or the correct way to say it is Hedera Helix. Now say it with me again, plant foldies, 1, 2, 3, Hydra Helix. Now, if you said it out loud with me, please on a timestamp comment, leave Hydra Helix in the comment section. I just want to see how many plant foldies are actually saying it that way. This has been an inside joke for more than a year and a half. And for those that are new to the channel, we do mispronounce Hedera Helix as Hydra Helix. We've got some plant foldies out there that are avid counters of the Hydra Helix. So you can see right here, this is an English ivy. I love that this particular English ivy though has more rounded leaves. It's got still the tri-lobes, but I really love the rounded leaves. You know, it makes me want to collect Hedera Helix, but the problem is I can't really grow them indoors. I do have 2 growing outdoors. It's actually kind of covered up with weeds as well. I have to be a little bit cautious about my my baby chickens, Charlotte and Catriona, from biting into the English ivy because I don't think that that is actually pet friendly. And then right next to it is a variegated ajuga. And I remember wanting to grow a variegated ajuga indoors. This has more of like an herb lettuce type texture to the leaves. And you can see this one is actually stuck. So I'm not going to try to rip this out because it looks like it's self-propagated itself on one of the other planters. This one is a very fast crawling plant that will just continue to spread. Look at that beautiful purple and pink variegation. And you know, I didn't even realize that this actually is a perennial plant in my grow zone, which is 8B. So this one is for $4.68. Let me know if you are a fan of the variegated ajuga. I think it's an interesting plant. And you know, as we explore more houseplant alternatives aside from the typical indoor tropical plants, would you grow plants like this indoors as well as caladiums, crotons, coleus plants, and even the Hydra Helix right over here? Let's just continue to walk around. And you know, it is super hot right now in North Texas, out in McKinney, Texas, right over here. I am hoping that summer kind of passes very quickly, or at least we'll get some relief from the weather, because even just walking out here and filming these plants, I can feel my phone kind of overheating already. So I have to be a little bit cautious about that. But I did want to ask all of the plant foldies how your week has been going. I know that when this video premieres, right after will be Peta's Planters live selling event. If you don't know who is Peta's Planters is a local plant shop in Dallas, Texas that I will always fully support and promote on this YouTube channel. It is all about uplifting and really bringing awareness to all of these small businesses. The Dallas community is definitely a very strong one. And so if you get a chance, please tune into Peta's Planter's Instagram live selling. She'll have amazing plants. She'll have a ton of Aglaonema. So hashtag popularize Aglaonema plant foldies, and definitely in the comments section or during the live chat, use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema so she will show you guys more Aglaonemas. Speaking of plants that I've been looking at as well to try to grow indoors, what do you think of hostas? Look at how beautiful this one is. I love the green on green variegation. It almost reminds me of Epipremnum aureum mandula pothos leaf shape. Beautiful plant that is also a it's also a perennial, and this one is the better boxwood. So when you talk about boxwood, you can use it as shrub, but this is a good example of what you would call a pre-bonsai. And so for those that don't know what bonsai is, it is the Japanese art of trimming and shaping a plant into a miniature tree in a shallow container. Kudos to the Bonsai Supply for sending me a bonsai package full of all of the supplies. I will become an affiliate for the Bonsai Supply. So it was awesome to meet them at PlantCon 2025. I will be making bonsai and using their products. I will have an affiliate link where you can buy the Bonsai Supply soil at a discount using my affiliate link. And for those that are into like succulents and cactus, the Bonsai Supply, which you can actually buy on Amazon, that soil is the best soil. I use it for a lot of my rare Sansevieria that I've gotten from overseas, and my plants are doing amazing. So next thing, as far as the plants right over here, you see we've got a bunch of vincas. So if you live in an area that gets super hot, 100+ degree weather, you can still grow flowers like this because they're a little bit more heat tolerant and drought tolerant. And if you want to add a splash of pink or just color in your flower beds, vincas are amazing. They are considered annuals, meaning that they will only grow for one growing season. Therefore, you're going to have to replant them. But you know, there is a time and place for annuals, I would say. And even with these mandevilla flowers, as beautiful as they are, these are from the Tropic Escape series by Costa Farms. They have to be an annual in my grow zone just because we have really cold winters, and they're just not going to survive those cold weather. And it's really tough to overwinterize or bring certain plants indoors, especially tropical plants that really require a lot of light. They just end up declining in health. Now over here, we're going to be picking up a bunch of different types of hostas. You can see this one is for $7.48. This particular hosta is actually just a green variety. I love the leaf shape. I love how it's clumping, and I love the fact that it's a perennial. So for those that actually have outdoor gardens and need a garden shade type plant, hostas are amazing. And you know what? You will save money when you plant a hosta in your plant collection, because if it is going to be a perennial in your grow zone, they will come back year after year. So let's just pick up some of these and take a look and admire the foliage. Feel free to leave in the comment section what you think of the plants. And I am happy I've been consistent about making brand new big box store plant shopping videos. It looks like my videos are getting pushed out to more plant lovers again. You know, what happens is when you peel away from your original niche for this particular channel, it would be big box store plant shopping videos. Sometimes your videos, such as even my PlantCon Houston 2025 videos, didn't get pushed out to nearly as many plant foldies. So you know, call to action for any plant foldie that is supporting me. If you are able to team replay or rewatch those videos, leave some comments, share them on your social media profiles such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, or even send a direct text message to somebody that may want to watch some of my videos. I would truly appreciate it. You know, our community is continuing to grow. It is slow but steady. I do appreciate the genuine engagement. You know, sometimes content creators will look at the amount of followers you have, but to reference the Pondon Fidel, who is a social media plant content influencer out in Dallas, it's not always about the amount of followers you have. It is actually the number of people that are truly engaged. So you might have hundreds and thousands of followers. Some of them might end up just being bots, but I would rather have like a solid 20 plant foldies engaged in watching through my videos rather than to have the numbers. That's just something that I've been thinking about, because I was told by Isaac that some of the plant foldies were a little bit concerned about how I've been pushing myself and adding a little bit more pressure. I will be transparent. There is a little bit of pressure to at least try and get some videos out. And a lot of it has to do with, I want to make sure that we have a space where we can congregate, hang out, chat. I know that, one of my plant foldies, super loyal plant foldies, Kathy from Canada, is having a tough time. And, for me, having a space where we can talk about some of the things that we're going through on a day-to-day basis, whether it's plant burnout or just things in general, that is the reason why, truthfully, I push myself to do 1 hour plant shopping videos. Some people have asked me if I could just maybe do shorter videos. I could, and most of that is actually going to be seen in my, YouTube membership tier, the Super Plant Foldy tier. Again, if you want to join, all you have to do is press the join button if you are watching my YouTube videos on a computer, or you can click the direct link that is in the comments section that I've pinned if you want to join. It is literally for the price of a cup of coffee, only $2.99. But by joining, you get access to my daily lifestyle blogs, my personal plants. I will eventually just do my houseplant tour on that first, as well as my face reveal if I ever choose to do so. So you'll get access to that. And then overall, the sustainability of this channel, it does take a lot of time for me. You have to think that each video I make takes up about 3.5 to 4 hours of my time daily. So you think in a 24-hour span, I work a good 10 hours, and then I have other things I need to do. So even the YouTube membership tier, if you just want to support me on a monthly basis as giving me some passive income, I would really hope you guys would consider to join the YouTube membership tier. Anyways, let me get back to the plants here. So you can see as I walk around here, I am just really a fan of this Tropic Escape series, $5.98. This is that Cordyline Hawaiian tea plant, the kiwi variety. You can see that it can get fairly large. I love the maroon stems, and take a look at this beautiful variegated bougainvillea. This one I think is for only $14.98, and I am actually thinking about possibly buying one to make into a bonsai. So I'm going to look to see if there's any type of trunk structure to where I can make it, because I am in the mood to make some bonsai. I am excited that I am off this weekend, this Juneteenth weekend. So for those that are watching, happy Juneteenth, and let's celebrate diversity and just remember our past history and how far we've come along. Now, as far as these variegated bougainvillea, again, this is called the raspberry ice. Beautiful variegated bougainvillea. And you know what? For something that's highly variegated, this needs full sun. It can take full sun. It will not burn. And I think it is absolutely stunning. Feel free to leave it in the comments and let me know what you think about these bougainvilleas. And I am just going to continue to walk around and show you some more of these outdoor plants right over here. And plant foldies, you'll see that we've got several succulents and cactus. This is a limited deal. It looks like they're on sale for 20% off. So you'll see that we've got some succulent arrangements and then just different types of succulents. I do like the structure of succulents and cactus. You'll see that that's the pricing right over here. But all of the this table right here full of succulents is 20% off. So that's always a great deal to see when things are on sale. And we're just gonna pick up a couple more of these succulents succulents and cactus, I am a fan of the haworthias and living stones. These ones are only for $5.98, so they do need quite a bit of light. I wouldn't necessarily say full sun. This one looks to be a little bit dehydrated, so we're gonna need to make sure that this one is watered fairly soon. And as far as succulents and cactus, I would not recommend watering them from the top. I would bottom water them because you want to try to keep their foliage or their leaves a little bit more on the drier side, because if water sits on it for too long, it could potentially rot the succulent or cactus, especially in their crevices and grooves. But you can see right here, very interesting living stones right here. These are called lithops for only $5.98. So plant foldies, I'm not going to do as much commentary when it comes to the succulents and cactus because I'm not as well versed, but I know some of you guys are into this. So in quintessential grow folds fashion, I want to make sure that we tap into all the different types of plants so everybody can find some value in my big box or plant shopping video. So let's take a look at these gorgeous succulents and cactus. Feel free to leave in the comment section which one's your favorites, which ones you'd like to see, and any care tips. I could definitely learn some more care tips for these succulents and cactus. Now, I mentioned the bonsai supply soil. That soil is amazing for these types of succulents and cactus. So as soon as I get my affiliate link set up, please support me if you want to get something fast draining that really works well for your succulent and cactus. I believe there's going to be a promo code as well. And when it comes to like plant products, I've talked about Classy Rabbit soil. I've talked about the bonsai supply soil. And as far as those affiliates or promotions, I truly believe in the product. So it's not like they just reached out to me to say, hey, promote our product. If I do not truly believe in the product, then that's not something that I would necessarily promote. So as far as the products that I do promote, I hope you guys will trust my my instincts, my judgment, and even my experience with the product, and try to take a look and see if these work for you. For the plant foldies that have utilized Classy Rabbit soil, there is an announcement on the classyrabbit.com page. Let's just say that the price has been slashed by quite a bit, so you are able to buy bags for a lot cheaper. So definitely check it out. And if you're going to order, again, use the promo code GrowFold, add the conditioner soil into your bag, and you will get that free soil conditioner as well. But as you can see right here, lots of different types of succulents and cactus. I do like these variegated versions of this one right here. And can you believe this is only for like $39.98? It's super massive and I like it. And I also like the combination succulent planters as well. That this Lowe's location has quite a bit of plants, but one thing I haven't really given detail on is just the different planters and pottery. Look at these pots from Mexico. These are made in Mexico, $49.98. This is a hen planter, and you've just got the beautiful glaze and the patterns on it. It is a little bit more pricey, but if you want something that is artistic, unique, stylish, and you want to support artists like that, definitely consider getting these planters from Mexico. I really love the look of it, and I'm just gonna pick up a couple of them, like these dog planters right here. That is super cool, and I just love the design and texture. Definitely stylish by any means. I don't know if anybody else has delved into getting these planters. Let me know in the comment section, but definitely love the look of these planters. My favorite planters are definitely the terracotta planters, which we're going to delve in a little bit later, but I wanted to feature that. And you can see, if you want to know my aesthetic, this whole shelf right here is my aesthetic in terms of the planters. What I like about terracotta planters is it's very classic, it's very simple, it's very minimalistic. And if you are somebody that overwaters, as in you water your plants a little bit too much, know that terracotta planters is a great alternative to put plants that do not like to sit in water, because terracotta will actually suck out the moisture a little bit faster from your soil substrate. I do like this particular terracotta planter. You'll notice that it doesn't have a lip. It's just got a very simple, smooth, but matte finish about it. And a lot of my aglaonema that I get from overseas are being potted up in this type of planter. I've also been investing in a lot of the modern terracotta planters that you can buy from Walmart, but I have so many of these types of planters here. These ones are for $7.98. And you know, as far as the planters, they can be a little bit pricey, but I always believe that as much attention as we have for the actual plant care, I also think the plant aesthetic is very important. So, you know, Lowe's is a great place to get your planters, especially if you're looking for something a little bit more artistic like those, or the terracotta planters. And I did want to spin around here because I wanted to also talk about some plant products. So I often get direct messages on Instagram about the products I would recommend, plant products and fertilizers. So definitely Super Thrive. This one is for $15.98. If you ever have any plants that are struggling, water with Super Thrive's water. It will help de-stress the plant. It will nurture it to the point where it will recover. And I use this as a hydration water solution for a lot of my plants from overseas that I get from, say, Indonesia, from my aglaonema that I get. Garden lime, I use that as a soil additive for my ginkgo tree because it likes more pH. And then you can see right over here, we've got the all-purpose Miracle Grow fertilizer. That is my go-to in terms of an all-purpose fertilizer. Some people are not really into Miracle Grow fertilizers. I actually like Miracle Grow a lot. I really like their fertilizer line because they have many specific ones. They're cost-effective. I would say buying Miracle Grow fertilizer is budget friendly and you'll get the results. Now, some people are into the more organic route, and I totally get it. If you don't want anything synthetic, you can always go to the organic Miracle Grow line. But this indoor plant food liquid fertilizer, I just put like 1 pump of that into my semi-hydroponic substrates, and that's enough to give the plant nutrients. And then we also have a tomato plant food. My tomatoes have been doing really well, and the reason why is because it has a high phosphorus fertilizer. So whenever you're trying to encourage more blooms, you want to look at the middle number of a fertilizer. This one doesn't have nearly as much as, say, the Scott's Bloom Super Bloom fertilizer. This is the best fertilizer if you are wanting to get more blooms out of your flowers. Look at that massive 55 number as far as the phosphorus, and that's really what you need in order for the plants to really encourage blooming. So those are some of my picks in terms of fertilizers for your plants. So, you know, I will continue to feature that in my future big box or plant shopping videos. And then when you talk about terracotta planters, this one has a little bit more of a bevel shape. It's got a modern texture about it. This one is for $12.98. And I'm just curious, plant foldies, if you are indifferent in terms of what the plants you put in certain planters, or are you very specific? Like, I like this planter right here. I like the gray tone stoneware feel about it. I just wish it didn't have a lip. I wish it was just more of just a straight shape. And then I do like these saucers right over here. These are very nice. And so as far as terracotta planters, give me a thumbs up in the comment section if you like terracotta planters. I do love that spherical shape for a planter as well. But this is what I'm talking about. That is the type of shape I really like, that very minimalistic look. So plant foldies, as I end the outdoor section and we're going to go into the indoor tropical plants, let me know what you think of these planters and whether you would actually grow your plants in terracotta planters.
Hey guys, I'm Janae from Janae Simone.
I'm Steve from I Live Plants.
And I am Richie from Grow Folds, and we are
Cultivation Corner. We are so excited. We have a plant podcast. We talk about any and everything, all things plants, and we premiere every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube at cultivation_corner. So be sure to tune in and watch us.
Follow us also on Instagram and be sure to share our videos and our episodes with all of you plant lovers. We need more cultivators, right,
Yes.
Steve?
Yes, we do. So what are you going to do? You're going to share the video.
You have to.
You have to today. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one. It still baffles me that we only have about 600 subscribers on the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast, but we've got more than 12,600 plant foldies. If you haven't subscribed to the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast, definitely check that out. Do a search for the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast. It is a podcast I'm part of with Janae, Simone, and Steven of I Lift Plants. It is one of our fun projects that we do for the plant community, and season 3 is underway in terms of getting filmed. You guys will not believe the heavy plant influencers that we will have as guests for season 3. If you want to guess who they might be, leave in the comment section below. But I am so happy because they are confirmed big plant influencers that have a lot of value to talk about when it comes to the plants. So as you can see right here, Plant Foldies, we're going to be looking at some Live Trends design planters and plants. You can see we've got that propagation station, and I'm just picking up a lot of these very stylish Live Trends design plants. You can see that there was an episode where I specifically showed you the planters. What I love about Live Trends design and what I will always love about them is that they have very unique presentation when it comes to their planters. They have a lot of different types of shapes and forms. The color palette is really modern. I love the fact that they mix different types of materials to make an artistic planter. I mean, even this, we've got a lucky bamboo in a bamboo type container as well. So you can see that that is actually from a bamboo that was cut, and you can see that there is a Dracaena sandriana in a propagation station. So that's a really nice touch to it. And then we also have some sansevieria that are in self-watering planters. Now with sansevieria or snake plants, you don't have to worry so much about watering them consistently, but you know, self-watering planters, that is a thing for some people. I like self-watering for my semi-hydroponic substrates more so than just my soil substrates. You know, if you ask me what soil I have been using, the only soil I've been using as of late is Classy Rabbit soil. So I will mention that multiple times during the video, but if you have not checked out classyrabbit.com, that is the most versatile, most complete soil I've used. I mean, even if you were to repot these sansevieria by Live Trends Design in Classy Rabbit soil, it would do fabulous because it is fast draining, it is super chunky, it is 100% sourced, naturally sourced, so the roots will really establish. $14.98. What a beautiful stoneware type planter, and you can get many different varieties of plants. This one is a peperomia. So let's continue to just look at some of the other Live Trends design planters they have available at this Lowe's location. That we have a beautiful Aglaonema Silver Bay right here by Live Trends Design. I love that this one has more of a subtle tan color stoneware planter. $14.98, and you get a very stylish, very easy care plant, budget friendly, something that will save you some money if you're looking to style your space with live indoor tropical plants. Aglaonema Silver Bay, you need to go ahead and get yourself an Aglaonema Silver Bay if you haven't already. This plant can get fairly large. It is drought tolerant, low light tolerant, easy to care for. It is common, but that doesn't mean it's not beautiful. I love the silver foliage of the leaves, and it's just an easy to care for plant. You can see we do have these trellises by Live Trends Design, and Live Trends Design have living air plants for $4.98. These are for people that want a very minimalistic approach to growing a plant, these are living air plants where if you're going to water it, you just have to submerge it in water, pull it out, and that is about it. And you'll see that we do have some bromeliads right over here in a kokedama type setting, and I love the pink coloration of this one. Bromeliads, somebody asked me to show some more bromeliads, so here you go, some more bromeliads for you. And you know, plant foldies, if you have made it this far into the video and you have not pressed the thumbs up or like button for this video, definitely press that button because it does help push that content out to more plant lovers like yourself. Hoping that every time we do a live premiere chat, within 24 hours, we're able to get at least 100 people to like the video. So if you have tuned in and you have not pressed the like button, I do ask that you help me out with that. Now over here is one that I am tempted to buy, even though this is for $16.98. I like the fact that this plant has been growing in this Lowe's location for a while because you can see that it has lots of leaves. So that's what you can tell whenever a plant has actually gotten some good care at a big box store in terms of the house plant care that they receive. You can see that this one, you'll get a lot for your value in terms of your money if you find a plant that's been actively growing at a big box store. Super tempted to get it, even though I've got a lot of Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil. And then this one right here has a beautiful pink planter. This one is a green marantha, and as far as the care for maranthas, you need to make sure that the soil stays moist, so water it a little bit more frequently, and if you're able to give it higher humidity, it's going to be a lot happier. You won't see nearly as much browning on the leaves. So let's just continue to pick up some of these plants by Live Trends Design. This is an easy and carefree plant to grow, according to Costa Farms. $29.92. This is an Aglaonema Golden Bay. So you can see that it's got beautiful white stems. The middle leaves actually have a faint golden tone about it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pan around here and just show you how full this Lowe's location is. Now, as far as plant restocks or new releases of plants by Costa Farms, I'm not really seeing anything new. I am looking for the Burley Marks Flame, but I don't think it's going to be at this Lowe's location. Needless to say, even though it's not, I still want to take you window plant shopping because I feel like some people now utilize a lot of my plant shopping videos as just a way to look at plants without having the temptation to buy it. I totally get it, plant foldies. You know, I've spent quite a bit of money on my plant con videos, especially my plant con haul. You know, just being able to get a lot of those Aglaonema from overseas, it did cost me a pretty penny. So for those that have left me a monetary tip in the form of a super sticker on these YouTube videos, really appreciate it. Angelie, thank you so much for giving me a huge super sticker the other day. It went toward Catriona and Charlotte's chicken coop that will be delivered tomorrow when this video actually premieres. So super excited about that. And then I'm also super excited to see that we have a Ficus shiveriana. This one is a beautiful variegated rubber tree. This one used to be super expensive like 5 years ago. Now this is only for $15.98. I love the color of this particular ficus plant. The only thing is you need to give it a lot of light. I grow mine outdoors in full sun and it is becoming a full-blown tree. Absolutely love it. It's actually gotten a lot of branching going on as well with it. So Ficus shiveriana, beautiful plant. It's another one that if you want to start one to become an indoor tree, you can buy one for $15.98 by Costa Farms. If you ever run into it at Lowe's, like this one. And then we're just going to keep looking around. It looks like we got some more plants on sale. And as far as the plants that you're seeing today, plant foldies, what do you think about this particular big box store? I would say this isn't nearly the most organized or merchandise selection of plants, but I'm still happy that they still have quite a bit of plants and healthy plants. This one has just some browning on the leaves, but this one is an Epipremnum Arium Marble Queen Pothos for only $14.98 by Urban Jungle Plants. And you would be surprised about the stylistic approach of Urban Jungle. In a future video that I will premiere this coming weekend, we will be going to Target of all places, and you will see some unreleased Urban Jungle planters as well as Live Trends design. I would even say that Target always brings in the style. I mean, that's really, of all the big box stores, Target has the most stylistic approach in terms of the products that they offer, especially in their home decor departments, their clothing departments. Now over here, you can see we have a jade pothos. It's just a green pothos, but this is one by Live Trends Design for $24.98 in a hanging ceramic planter. So let's just continue to walk around and see what other plants that they have to offer at this Lowe's location. Feel free to leave in the comments what you think and which ones you would end up buying if you were to go at this Lowe's location to go shopping. So you see plant foldies. We've just got tons of Live Trends Design planters and Urban Jungle planters, ranging from the price point of $13.98 to $16.98. These ones are by Urban Jungle. You'll notice that there is a different aesthetic. Love the plant pricing though on Urban Jungle planters, $13.98 for this mini Ficus lyrata or fiddle fig leaf tree. Love this as well. Beautiful plant. And you know, some people will say this is a finicky tree. I would just say stay stay consistent with the watering. Don't let it stay dry for too long. Give it a lot of bright light and you should be able to grow a full-blown tree. It's a beautiful plant and I love these urban jungle planters as well. They utilize the terracotta color and then also just the etching of the lines. It's a really nice modern vibe about it as well. And then we'll just keep looking right over here. You can see we've got more Live Trends design planters. This one is another unique one with the bevel on the lines, and this one is for $19.98. It's featuring a ZZ Zenzi plant. So this is a ZZ plant, but more of a compact version. One of the easiest plants to grow because it is very much drought tolerant and low light tolerant. So always good to see these types of plants, especially for those that are beginners and you don't need to add any more stress to your life. So get yourself an easy care plant like a ZZ Zenzi. have to ask the plant foldies, are you a fan of these Live Trends design planters? I am a huge fan, and even though I am big box or plant shopping at Lowe's, wait till you see my plant shopping video, my big box or plant shopping video at Target, where I discover so many beautiful Live Trends design planters, the ones that we have yet to see at a Lowe's location. So for me, if I ever am able to do a collaboration video with Live Trends design planters or just plants, I am open for it. I love the team of Live Trends design because of their stylish planters. And obviously you can't go to a big box store and not see Costa Farms plants. So this one is a Fittonia. Love Fittonias. I love looking at them. I don't necessarily grow them in my collection because they're very thirsty plants. And I already know that as much as I want to add this to my collection because it's pink, $16.98 is not something I want to lose because I'm going to send it to Plant Heaven. Same thing with this right here, this Tahitian bridal vein. Beautiful, very subtle, very dainty looking plant. I love the texture of the leaves, but it's just not something that's going to fit my aesthetic. I do find it interesting that Costa Farms does release plants that are not often seen in the plant world in terms of just big box. And then over here is a Live Trends Design planter. I love the pink planter it's in. This one is a silver band marantha, and I had a silver band marantha. I thought I could grow it. Unfortunately, it went to plant heaven because I just couldn't stay on top of the watering. So that one ended up going to plant heaven. And I've just decided in terms of like calatheas, thananthes, maranthas, those types of plants, they're just not going to make it into my plant collection because I just can't seem to stay on top of the watering. I'm sure that a lot of our plant foldies also struggle with that, watering so many plants in a house plant collection. So for me, I have just gotten plants like Aglaonema that are a little bit more forgiving in terms of drought tolerance. And you'll see that there are many different types of plants here. We do have the Live Trends Design air plants, and we're just going to keep picking up plants and looking at them. Let me know in the comment section which ones you like. I know that these are plants that you often see, but you know, I can't help but take you window plant shopping with me, plant foldies, because I enjoyed chatting with you guys on the live premiere chats, and I just want to show you some more plants to brighten up your day. Sometimes just looking at plants just really calms me. It gives me that mindfulness I need. You know, as of late, I have been struggling a little bit with some anxiety, but big box store plant shopping videos, especially the process of making and filming them, really ground me because I'm just silently walking around at a big box store and filming these gorgeous plants. Like this one right here, look at this. Another Live Trends Design ceramic planter. This is a massive silver band marantha. This one is for $24.98. So lots to look at still. And so just keep shopping with me, plant foldies, and let's see what other plants we'll run into at this Lowe's location. So aside from just the big box store plants like the Costa Farms plants, the Live Trends design, I also like looking at this particular planter. I always look at that ginkgo planter for $29.98. I know I've been talking about this in every video I feature for the last year. I just have yet to spend that money to buy this planter, but it is my favorite planter. And maybe next year I'll end up buying it, kind of like my house planter. Maybe next year I will actually have a house plant tour for you guys. I just need to make sure my space is together. I've just got a lot going on outside of YouTube. My chickens have actually taken up a lot of my time. So let's talk about Catriona and Charlotte. Thank you again to all of the plant foldies that have shown some concern. The last Saturday, they almost got eaten by a hawk. Thankfully, Luke was able to rescue Charlotte, and then Luke did not give up on looking for Catriona. We really thought that the hawk got her, but she ended up actually escaping into another neighbor's backyard, where Luke utilized Charlotte to have her call for her sister. And after 3 hours of being missing, she was found. And so that was the miracle of miracles for this past week. My chicken coop is actually going to be arriving. I ended up buying it at walmart.com. And I'm excited to have that 10 feet run for them, so they'll be able to be outside but protected from any aerial predators, because it does have a top of a wiring mesh that will protect them from outdoor aerial predators, because I want to make sure that my chickens actually have space to run around. I do let them out, but only when I am around them as well, because I don't trust that they will have another chance where I guess a hawk would actually attack them. So I am definitely a helicopter chicken parent right now. And you know, some people will say, Richie, you're just growing chickens. We eat chickens, etc., etc. But there is an emotional attachment when you grow them from them being a baby, and then you also spend so much time with them, also naming them, and then really catching on to their characters. I would say Charlotte is more of the more adventurous one. Catriona tends to be more of the chill one that is a little bit more finicky. She doesn't like to be handled as much, and maybe it's the breed that she is. She is a Rhode Island Red. So, you know, as far as my chickens, hopefully you guys will tune in to some of the clips I will put in to my big box or plant shopping videos. But as you can see right here, I'm just really taking my time. You know, I had a long 10-hour day of working my job, and you know, things are a little bit stressful there, and that's the reason why I enjoy just making these big box or plant shopping videos like this one right here. Let's talk about this Dieffenbachia Amy. Even though it is similar looking to an Aglaonema, this is more of a challenging plant, but I really love the middle vein where it's just white. It is definitely a plant that I would add to my plant collection. I do have some Dieffenbachia that I got from Green Spaces ID that are doing very well in semi-hydroponic substrate. And then you can see right here, this is a Hydra Helix. This one is a Florida Ivy for $5.98. And so we're going to be seeing a lot of Hydra Helix as I walk around and look at these Costa Farms exotic angel plants. You can see this is another Hydra Helix. This one is a variegated version, and this one looks to be a Jubilee Ivy for $5.98. So let's just continue to walk around and see what other plants we have before I wrap up this big box or plant shopping video with y'all today. Plant Foldies, you'll notice that despite the fact that we haven't really seen any brand new releases, I do think that the selection is still fair at this Lowe's location. And like I said, not every big box store is going to be as full or impactful with the different types of plants. I will say this one right here, $17.98. This croton plant, look at that very top of it. That's interesting. I've never seen one with that type of coloration or pattern. So I find that quite interesting. And it's sometimes the nuances in the leaf shape and the form that will get you interested in a plant. You can see we've got a lot of Majesty palms. I am just curious if anybody actually grows Majesty palms because they are everywhere. And I don't know if it's just really for interior plant styling that people get into it. And then somebody asked to see more bromeliads. And so we have some more bromeliads right over here. But as I spin around and do just one more lap to show you some of the plants that they have at this Lowe's location, know that there are still consistent plants in Lowe's. I would say as summertime comes around, the indoor tropical plants kind of slows down. Not sure if it's because of the heat and the transportation that it takes to get these plants, but I mean, you'll still see beautiful plants like this. We've got a beautiful Live Trends Design Epipremnum Aureum Neon Pothos, $14.98 in a self-watering planter. My favorite pothos plant, Neon Pothos, is amazing, and pothos in general are amazing. Very easy plants, although I would say don't push your luck with neglect, because if you keep them dry for too long, they start to get leggy and lose their leaves. But you can see this one is another beautiful Dieffenbachia Amy. I really like the look of this. I may end up just buying one of these for $5.98 and see if I can actually grow it. Dieffenbachia though, Plant Foldies, you have to be mindful. It is not pet friendly, super toxic leaves. Even cutting it and getting some of the sap of your on your skin can actually irritate it. This is a Janet Craig Dracaena compacta, beautiful plant. And as I spin around here, we've got a lot of these hanging baskets by Costa Farms. The ones that are in 8-inch planters are $20.24. I prefer the 6-inch planters though for $16.98. And so as we do our final walk around, did want to show some of the overflow. So they've got shelves right over here. We've got a beautiful ceramic planter, an urban jungle planter right here for $24.98. This is a Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil. Beautiful one. It's not a bad price at all. And I really like the look of this particular planter. So, you know, as far as planters that you will find, Live Trends Design planter, look at this pink one right here. This is just a Philodendron Hederaceum green variety, or what you call the Philodendron cordatum. Beautiful plant. You'll notice that it is a little bit leggy because it's not getting nearly as much light. And that's what happens with some of the Philodendron Hederaceum series. And then you can see here, we've got a kangaroo fern for $16.98. So Costa Farms hanging basket planter. I don't really have a lot of ferns in my plant collection just because they just require so much water. But as I spin around here, I did want to always say thank you again to all the Plant Foldies that always tune into the live premiere chats, for always pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. If you ever consider joining my YouTube membership tier, I would love for you guys to do so. Know that you can actually gift YouTube membership tiers to other Plant Foldies. You get special emojis. You get access to all of my personal plants. As always, Plant Foldies, I hope you enjoyed today's big box or plant shopping video. My name is Richie. I will have another brand new exciting big box or plant shopping video for you tomorrow, so stay tuned for that, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the meantime, bye. Good day, my Plant Foldies. This is Richie at Growfolds, and today will be big box store plant shopping at Lowe's out in Allen, Texas. It is a cloudy day when I went out here, but I did want to go ahead and do another big box or plant shopping video for all of our viewers today. As always, please, please, please press that thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. And also give me a follow on Instagram. My handle is @Growfolds. That is the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me if you have any questions about the plant or just want to connect with me in general. But as you can see right here, even though it is a cloudy afternoon when I went out filming this episode, I just wanted to get out to more big box stores. And typically I go to Lowe's just because the consistency of the outdoor garden plants as well as the indoor tropical plants is pretty consistent when you compare it to other big box stores. And I just like seeing the quality of plants that they have. So we're going to see what kind of plants they have available. I do miss making big box store plant shopping videos. So hopefully my consistency improves because I love making daily plant shopping videos for the reason of having a live premiere chat. But before we get into that,
hey guys, I'm Janae from Janae Simone.
I'm Steve from I Live Plants.
and I am Richie from Growfolds, and we are
Cultivation Corner. We are so excited. We have a plant podcast. We talk about any and everything, all things plants, and we premiere every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube at cultivation_corner. So be sure to tune in and watch us.
Follow us also on Instagram, and be sure to share our videos and our episodes with all of you plant lovers. We need more cultivators, right,
Yes.
Steve?
Yes, we do. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna share the video.
You have
what you're
to.
gonna
You
do.
have to today. All right,
Today.
guys. We'll see you on the next one. If you are a plant foldie, and for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. My name is Richie, and I do daily 1-hour plant shopping videos with a live premiere chat. So definitely jump on if you watch this during a live premiere. But as you can see, I am heavily plugging Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast with my co-host Janae Simone and Steven of I Live Plants. We are in the midst of filming season 3, which will be premiering sometime in the fall. For those that have watched season 1 and 2, thank you so much. I call my plant foldies also cultivators. That's what we call our viewers for the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast. I hope you guys will binge watch all of season 1 and 2, and I'm super excited for season 3. Search YouTube Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast. Definitely check it out. We do a lot of plant topics and just discuss other topics as well. And if you just want good vibes and just good conversation, definitely watch Cultivation Corner. And for those that I've met during PlantCon 2025 in Houston, you already know who you are. Thank you for saying hello to all 3 of us. We were so honored and ecstatic to have met some of the cultivators. But anyways, let's get to the plant shopping. So you can see right here, plant foldies, quintessential Growfolds fashion. I like to feature some of the outdoor plants. So we're looking at some vegetables and herbs. Oftentimes you will see Bonnie plants and maybe even burpee plants at Home Depot. You can see that Lowe's does have a couple of deals going on where if you buy 2, I think you get 1 free. And so you'll see we have some tomatoes. And if you like raised beds, they do have the supplies for you to create a raised bed. I don't have raised beds this year. I do have planter boxes that I've been growing tomatoes and variegated peppers. So that's super exciting. And I have yet to really get film footage. You know, I've been super busy with just work in general. Honestly, work has been extremely stressful. There have been days where I just don't want to do anything but kind of just vegetate and relax because I have to practice that mindfulness in a sense that self-care is the best care. And I really haven't had that much time to myself. So I do apologize to the plant foldies for not having that consistency and having daily plant shopping videos, but I am attempting. I just have to take care of my mental health a little bit and just the things that have gone on with some of my pets. So if you haven't heard, my baby pet birds, Catriona and Charlotte, had a hawk attack scare. Thankfully, Luke was able to rescue Charlotte, and he didn't give up on looking for Catriona. What he ended up doing is actually taking Charlotte out into the backyard, and Charlotte would look and make those calling noises, and eventually we were able to hear Catriona in our neighbor's backyard. So I'm really thankful. So now, you know, being somebody that actually has baby chickens or just raising chickens as pets, I am emotionally attached to their well-being. And I know there's a couple of plant foldies that have claimed to be their auntie. I wanted to shout out again Angelique for being the aunt that supports them through super stickers. Just know that I have some footage later on in this video where you will see that Catriona is safe and sound. I actually did a shorts video of Luke shushing and scaring away the hawk bird feeder that we have actually captured that footage. So definitely check that out. And, you know, just life updates. I know that we're going to be big box or plant shopping video today, but I also wanted to give you guys some life updates because I do utilize a lot of my shopping videos just to talk to y'all directly. I feel like our community has grown really close where we are concerned about each other's well-being and just knowing what's going on. I mean, you can see here though, whenever I do go to Lowe's locations, I mean, the fact that they have very cost-effective plants, lots of different varieties of plants, whether it's succulents or cactus, that would be amazing. You know, prices, you can see right here, this is an impuncia, and I actually have one prickly pear cactus that's growing in the ground. It is definitely cold tolerant because I am based out in North Dallas, and we get extreme winters, super cold winters, icy winters, and so I was surprised that that prickly pear cactus was able to survive. You can see this is a Kalanchoe hybrid, and I love the shape of this particular leaf. It's got a velvety texture. And before we also get into the rest of the plant shopping video, you already know Plant Foldy. Some people call me very commercial. I'm okay with that. I actually own the fact that I am very commercial because I like to promote local and small businesses, people that I truly believe in, and one of them is Classy Rabbit Soil. So if you haven't heard about Classy Rabbit Soil is in an I wouldn't even say organic. How about this? 100% naturally sourced ingredients. This is a local small business out in McKinney, Texas. So you already know I love supporting small businesses, local businesses. And you can see here, I am using this amazing soil that I swear by. Every single plant that I put into soil substrate, I can't get enough of Classy Rabbit Soil. So you'll see that I am potting up in Aglaonema Golden pink that I ended up buying at Peta's Planters, another local small business plant shop in Dallas, Texas. So definitely check out Peta's Planters. But as you can see right here, this is a soil that is made by farmers, so they don't really rely on soil scientists or whatever that means. The ingredients of Classy Rabbit Soil is amazing because I love the fact that obviously the main ingredient that makes it special is rabbit manure, but it also has pumice, composted food waste, which makes it a sustainable product, as well as rice hulls and natural mycorrhizae. I really love that as well. The fact that this soil is a local small business, it is super chunky, fast draining, and you'll see right here as I water this right here, look at how fast the water just goes through the soil. That doesn't mean that this soil doesn't retain moisture. It definitely does, but you know, when it comes down to soil substrates, you really want something that is a little bit more chunky because then it gives a little bit better aeration for roots. I tend to get plants from overseas, so I really have to have a premium type soil. I would honestly say that Classy Rabbit Soil is one of the best soils I've ever used. I almost gave up on soil substrates in general just because I felt like it wasn't giving the right growing conditions for my plants, but I am back at growing soil, which I believe is really the natural way for a lot of these plants. So definitely shop classyrabbit.com. I know that they have some other products that are really good for the soil, but you know, my question is, have you pooped on your plants today? And if you haven't pooped on your plants, why haven't you pooped on your plants? Definitely put an order in at classyrabbit.com. They do offer free shipping, and if you use my promo code GROWFOLD, you can add a bag of the soil conditioner, and you can actually get it for free using my promo code GROWFOLD. So definitely check out Classy Rabbit. And now we are walking into the outdoor garden section of Lowe's, and just like typical Lowe's fashion, they just have a really good merchandising appeal when it comes to their outdoor garden plants. So you know, for me, I like to just stroll around, you know, big box store, garden centers, because you never know what you're going to run into. The previous video, I ran into some Tradescanthia nanukes in hanging baskets, and that was the very first time I've ever seen it. So we'll see what plants we have at this location. So the McDermott Road, Allen, Texas Lowe's has awesome plants. They typically have a really good selection of indoor tropical plants, but nonetheless, they also have awesome outdoor plants. I have to give Lowe's a lot of credit in the fact that if you are looking for budget-friendly, cost-effective plants, especially for the outdoors, go shop at Lowe's. I would recommend it. I would also download the Lowe's app. it is their loyalty program where, you know, most big box stores will have some type of loyalty program, but you will get digital coupons, you'll get earnings and rewards. And to me, if you're looking to save money, that is one of my tips on how to save money at big box stores, is to enroll in free loyalty programs. You just need to get the apps for these specific big box store. So Lowe's has my Lowe's rewards, and I've actually earned some coupons that have saved me some money while shopping at Lowe's. And I do a lot of my big box store plant shopping legit at Lowe's because they have a lot of indoor tropical plants from Costa Farms, Live Trends Designs, urban jungle plants, and even proven winter plants, especially the outdoor section. So we're just gonna walk around here and take a look at some of the plants. Typically you will find things like Cordyline plant. This is the Cordyline Charlie. It almost looks like a Dracaena. It's a beautiful plant right here, the Charlie Boy. I love the names that Monrova comes up with some of their plants. And then we'll see a plethora of different types of Hoyas, or not Hoyas, sorry, hostas, but we might see some Hoyas in the indoor tropical section. But these hostas right here, they almost remind me of an Epipremnum aureum Manjula pothos. I love that green on green variegation. The leaf shape is nice, and it is only for $19.98. I love Hoyas in a sense. I keep saying Hoyas. I keep thinking of Hoyas. Honestly, hostas is what I meant to say. Hostas are perennial plants. So what that means is if it's a perennial plant, depending on your grow zone, that plant can be potted up or put into the landscape where it will come back year after year. So you're going to save money on a perennial plant. A lot of people say perennial plants are permanent plants once they are planted into the ground. And I do agree, because I had some lantanas that I planted last year. I didn't really think that they would be perennial plants, but they came back. So that's another way to save some money on your plants. You know, invest in perennials that will be perennials in your grow zone. So my grow zone is 8B, so you'll have to do a little bit of research on what your grow zones are. I also like to show you Encore azaleas. I love Encore azaleas because azaleas in general will only bloom once a year, typically during the spring or late spring or early summer is what I mean to say. But Encore azaleas can rebloom at least 3 times a year. And you know, azaleas in general, they just remind me of Japanese gardens, and I love Japanese garden aesthetics. That's something that I'm working on in my backyard. That's the reason why I haven't really shown on any of my backyard, much less my houseplant tour, just because I really want to make sure I present it well for the plant foldy community. So just be patient with that. And then you'll see right over here, we do have a lot of citrus plants. I do have Calmodian plants, or what you call calamansi, which is also known as the Philippine lime. I have 2 trees and they are doing extremely well. Most citrus trees need to be in full sun as well. But as I walk around here, I'm just gonna go show you what outdoor plants I have. And you know, have no fear, the main event is coming up very soon where I will show you the indoor tropical plants. I am curious though, for those that love plants in general, do you love outdoor gardening, outdoor landscaping as much as you love indoor tropical plants? Please leave that in the comment section below. I would really love to hear your insights. You already know, every single video, I always love to ask people to just leave some commentary, because I like the interaction. I like to get to know the plant foldies, and just know that I will invest as much time responding to every single comment, as long as you keep it positive. And if you do have some constructive feedback, I welcome that as well. It's just all about that positive vibe and good vibes only, however, on this channel. And this is what I wanted to show you. This almost reminds me of Aglaonema somewhat. These are beautiful Canna type plants. This one right here is a Tropicana Gold by Monrova Plants. And what I really love is the fact that this particular leaf has stripes. I love the linear patterns of this particular plant. It almost reminds me of like a philodendron Birkin. It also reminds me of an Aglaonema, and I love that golden stripe color it has. Beautiful plant. I don't think that this plant would really do well indoors long term. Now feel free to chime into the comment section and let me know if it is possible to grow this indoors. And then you can see right here, this one is just absolutely stunning. It does remind me of like an Aglaonema Golden Hope. This one is a Tropicana Canna. So beautiful Monrovia plant right here. It does need full sun. So anything that requires full sun, whenever you're trying to bring them indoors, they are a little bit more challenging to grow, because I feel like our indoor spaces are not always conducive to like full sun exposure unless you have like a grow light. And to me, now that I've kind of just been into the indoor tropical plant collecting for a while now, I've noticed that plants that require a lot of light, a lot of humidity are just not really meant for my plant collection, just because I feel like if you're doing too much to alter your environment for a specific plant, then you really have to be invested in trying to grow the plant. And realistically for me, I know I have a plant addiction. I know I have an Aglaonema plant addiction where I really need to stop spending money on getting Aglaonema. But I know for a fact that as far as plants, the plants that require a little bit more extra work, I am trying to steer away from. I really need those easy care plants, plants that have these characteristics. And number one, it would be low light tolerant, and number two, drought tolerant. Low light tolerant plants are best for indoor spaces because we don't have all of the best lighting, or at least I would assume most of us don't have like really large south facing windows or west facing windows, or better yet, even the watering, because I feel like the more plants we put in our plant collection, the longer it's going to take for us to maintain the upkeep in terms of watering. I think that is the biggest plant heaven sender. For me, I end up just droughting, putting my plants in full drought where they just don't get watered. And a lot of it has to do with either me being stressed from work or just life in general, having those anxieties where you just don't want to do anything. And then your plants get neglected, and then you feel guilty because you've neglected your plant. It is just a vicious negative cycle. So as far as tips about growing plants indoors, I would just say, monitor how many plants you put in your plant collection to try to be more curated in your plant collection approach. If you are growing plants outdoors, like these beautiful planters, for instance, with these banana leaves right over here, you can get away with having more outdoor plants, especially if you have an automated sprinkler system, or even just hosing them down with a hose. I think watering is one of the biggest setbacks for a lot of people that grow plants, because we get very excited. I know I do whenever I go to a big box store and go plant shopping, where I just want to buy every single plant. But you have to realize, plant foldies, that as you include more plants into your plant collection, you have to have time to water them. You have to have time to upkeep them in terms of just making sure pest preventatives are taken care of. The lighting conditions are just right. So there's just a lot more to it than just picking up plants and plant hoarding, which I honestly feel like I am doing in my current state in terms of my plant collection. My Aglaonemas, I have over 100 plus different varieties of Aglaonemas. It's a little bit overwhelming to upkeep them. I'm surprised that I'm able to upkeep them, but it's because those Aglaonema tend to be a little bit more forgiving. And so for these plants that we're looking at, for instance, we've got potato vines and golden pothos hanging baskets. These are for $19.98. These plants can be grown outdoors, especially the potato vine where it needs full sun. It is an annual plant. This particular plant cannot really be grown indoors long term. They are more spider mite prone when you bring them indoors. They love full sun, and they are very thirsty plants. So there are a lot of characteristics that make them beautiful. Like, I really like the trailing aspect of it, but the upkeep of a potato vine when you bring them indoors is a little bit more challenging. So as far as golden pothos, I've said this once, I've said it in all my videos, but I do believe that every single plant foldie or anybody that is a viewer of my plant content, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Definitely add a pothos into your plant collection. You won't go wrong with having a pothos plant because they will continue to grow for you successfully. They're easy to propagate, they're inexpensive, and they're still a beautiful plant to put in your plant collection. A lot of us will put a lot of value or stock into a more variegated plant or some type of trending plant, where sometimes I believe the easy care plants, the plants that you'll find at a big box store, need just as much attention attention, just as much hype, and just as much love as compared to some of the more variegated aroids like the philodendrons, the monsteras, etc., etc. I don't know if you guys catch my drift on that, but for me, as somebody that loves plants, I appreciate all sorts of plants. And that's the reason why I'm taking a lot of time showing y'all the outdoor tropical plants, the outdoor plants in general. I mean, I love lantanas. I mean, look at how beautiful the blooms are. And would you imagine that lantanas are super easy to take care of if you have a lot of light? Like if you put them in full sun, if you put them in 100-degree weather, they are still heat tolerant and drought tolerant. And you know what? For Texas weather, these are amazing flowering ground cover. So I have a lot of that in my backyard as well. I've actually been feeding lantana blooms to my baby chickens. They seem to like it. So, you know, that's what's interesting, is because now I've kind of steered back a little bit and looked at functional outdoor plants. I love growing vegetables. I love growing herbs, and I love growing flowering plants that I could feed my baby chickens. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, if you actually take care of chickens, what other outdoor plants would be good to feed them. I know some plants could be a little bit toxic, so I'd love to learn from you. And that's the beauty of having this big box store plant shopping video channel, is we learn from each other. And that's the reason why I try to garner as many comments, as much chatter in the chat section, because it's a learning experience for me. I really don't know everything. A lot of my plant knowledge is based on experience and learning from my grandmother. And for those that were asking about my grandmother, she did turn 90 this year, and she is super healthy. And I am so thankful and blessed that she is of sound mind and body. And she does attribute a lot of her health, her mental health, her physical health, because she has been growing plants for several decades. You know, it keeps her active. And I think when it comes down to it, plants will give us a better routine. And I think that whenever we do grow plants, it does extend our longevity and give us better health in general, both mentally and physically. I know for me, the mental aspect is I can sit back and look at these plants, look at the foliage, appreciate the growth patterns, and just practice mindfulness. And I've been talking a lot about that as of recent, because with things being super stressful for me at work, I have to ground myself. And one way to ground myself is to just appreciate my plant collection. And I'm glad that my plant collection isn't really overwhelming me. It used to. And then I learned to be a little bit more forgiving of myself if my plants go to plant heaven. I try not to inundate myself with so many plants. And I really just try to keep plants that are going to bring me joy versus feeling like I'm stressed to just try to keep a plant alive. Now, this Hydra Helix, for instance, this English ivy, you already know, plant foldies. If you are watching a grow fold video, I'm going to sneak in an English ivy. I love saying Hydra Helix. You know, I remember when I first mispronounced that, and some people used to just roast me in the comment section where they're like, it's very cringe, or it's very annoying. You know, all of the things that people want to sling at me in the comment section. Now I find it funny. And sometimes whenever I see some of those people that come on as trolls, I just think, man, it really took that much energy for you to fabricate in your mind to try to criticize somebody for being their most authentic self. So that's really how I've reframed the negativity that we often see on social media. And it's not just my YouTube channel. I've been told that I'm super talkative. Yes, I'm super talkative. I love to talk. Yes, I can be repetitive. And yes, I've said this multiple times. I am repetitive, but you know what? For anybody that tunes in, this is a lesson on embracing your most authentic self. So while I am featuring plants, I try to differentiate my content a little bit and make it more of like a running dialogue to remind people it is okay to be yourself. It is okay to be not the norm. It is okay to embrace your flaws that some people might think are flaws. I always look at some of the things that maybe some people will find as a flaw, as like, for instance, my OCD. Yes, I am obsessive, but I have utilized my OCD as almost like a superpower where not many people have the wherewithal to spend every day in a routine to film 1 hour plant shopping videos, then do a voiceover for an hour, then do editing, and then also take time to interact as much as you can, at least as much as I can, on the live premiere chats. And that's because I do have OCD. And, you know, some people will use that as a crutch, maybe even as a setback, but for me, it is a strength. And, you know, today's video is really reminding people that plants should bring you joy, but also plants connect people in a way where if you're having a tough day, feel free to share that with others and find strength in being able to share that and find solutions to maybe problems, or just if you need somebody to cheer you up. So for me, I hope everybody has had a good day. And if you haven't had the best day, just know as long as you are breathing, as long as if you are of sound mind and body, there is always a tomorrow, and we have our plants, we have our community. So let me get off of my soapbox in terms of that. Like I said, again, sometimes I just get really chatty, but I think that is a reminder for everybody that sometimes we need somebody to validate and validate our feelings, make us feel seen and heard. And there are times where people just need somebody else to talk to, and that's my way of extending my conversation with anybody who just needs somebody to be able to chatter with. But to go back to the plants, I promise I'm not going to ramble on as much anymore throughout the video. Maybe, I don't know. Plant foldies, you can see right here, we've got beautiful begonias, wax begonias here. And I love the fact that some people will say they are annuals, but it is possible to be able to grow these begonias long term. Now, I did want to give you guys an update of my baby chickens. So you can see right here, they were born on May 5th this year, and you can see how quickly they've grown. So my darker chicken, the black chicken, is named Charlotte. That is a barred rock chicken. And then Catriona is my Rhode Island red, the beautiful brown chicken. So like I said, a week ago, I could have lost both of them to a predator, a aerial predator, a hawk. But you can see right here, they are just going through some of my beds. You can see I have a Japanese maple, and I have purposely let some of the weeds grow because they love to just flock around here and eat the weeds. It is a good source of fiber, I would suppose, but I am just really happy that Catriona is okay. Like literally, when I was told by Luke that there was a hawk that almost got her, and we thought that Catriona was a goner, I'm just thankful that Luke did not give up. There is a video of him scaring away the hawk. It's in the shorts video where he ended up rescuing Charlotte. And I remember Luke telling me on the phone how Charlotte was just crying, literally making lots of noises. He had to calm her down, and then he just ended up just going back outside. I think Catriona was missing for 3 hours, and I really came to terms that maybe she did end up being somebody's prey, but lo and behold, she is okay. And you know, when I say miracle of miracles, yes, people will eat chickens. It is it's a meat that people often eat. But for me, I don't have the heart to really look at my babies as a piece of poultry where you would just consume and eat them. They're so cute, and you know, they're in the pullet stage where they're a little bit awkward. But look at how beautiful they've grown so far. I try my best to provide them the best ample conditions. So in terms of their diet, I try to give them natural sources. So I give them their vegetables. I give them a lot of organic baby arugula, spinach, bean sprouts, things of that nature. And then I also give them mealworms, dried mealworms. And I also have invested in getting different types of seeds like chia seeds, sunflower seeds, that sort of nature, because I want to try to diversify their collection of food. They are looking really pretty. Let me know in the comment section, plant folies, what you think. And for those that want to continue to support them in terms of their supplies, feel free to leave a monetary tip in the form of a super sticker. It is on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. There's a $sign. It definitely goes toward their food, their supplies, their just anything related to my beautiful birdies, because if they successfully grow up into adults, I'm hoping that I can get some more chickens next year, maybe 2 more. Their coop is on the way. I ended up ordering it on Walmart.com. And it's got a 10 feet run where it has a mesh to protect them from aerial predators, because I will never let them just be out and about unless I am physically out in the backyard. It is a lesson learned. I am thankful that there was gray shown onto my baby birds, because they could have been goners. Both of them could have really been eaten by Mother Nature. And that's really Mother Nature. You know, Mother Nature is beautiful, but Mother Nature can be cruel. But you can see how cute they are. Let me know in the comment section what you think, and let's get back to the actual big box store plant shopping. So we're going into the main event now, plant foldies. You can see right here, this is how a typical Lowe's location will look like when it's filled with lots of indoor tropical plants. So we are definitely going to see a lot of Live Trends design plants, Costa Farms plants, and urban jungle plants. So I'm going to give you a little pan away through before we start going into the details of what plants are available. I will discuss plant pricing. I will make some recommendations on easy care plants, and I'll just give you some of my insights as I do on all of my big box or plant shopping videos. If you need a really consistent slow release fertilizer, Osmocote fertilizer is amazing. Definitely mix that into your soil substrates. It does wonders for your plant, and it will give them some optimal growth as well. See that this Lowe's location is super organized and has many plants. To start off the indoor tropical plants, we've got a Hydra Helix, and then we've also got a lot of these exotic angel plants by Costa Farms. This one is in a 5-inch planter, $8.98 right over here. This is the dragon's tongue plant, really small, very just delicate looking leaves. I love the purple undersides of this plant. You know, I prefer plants with really round, robust leaves, very colorful leaves. That's the reason why I tend to like Aglaonema. And you can see right here, this is a fat shidera, or what you call a tree ivy. This is basically a cross between a Hedera helix, which is an English ivy, and a Japanese or a Fatsa japonica, which is a Japanese Aralia. You can see that it has an upright growth, and it has the shape of an English ivy. So that's kind of like a Hydra helix tree. That is another one right over here, and you can see this one is an actual Hydra helix, or the correct way to say it is English ivy or Hedera helix. This is the Pixie Dixie ivy, and this one is for $5.98. You can see that the leaves are a little smaller, and you know, that's the interesting thing about English ivies. I think they would be such popular plants if they were just not spider mite prone. They are a very challenging plant to grow indoors, and I still have a huge affinity for them. I love them, and the ones that I have are actually growing outdoors in containers, and they are living their best life. I do think that English ivy are better suited for outdoors. I'm not necessarily telling you guys to plant them in your landscapes. I actually would not recommend growing them in the landscape. I would grow them in a pot, a hanging basket of some sort outdoors. That's where they will do and perform better if you're able to do give them those conditions. But in terms of English ivy, let me know in the comment section if you're actually growing English ivy, and let me know if you're still doing the Hydra Helix Challenge 2025. I know a couple of plant foldies were participating in that. I gave up on trying to grow them indoors. So mine are growing outdoors, and they are living their best life. So, you know, it's interesting how the plant foldy community continues to bond and really enjoy each other's company. And that's the reason why I have to try and make daily plant shopping videos. You know, something is different when I am not able to do a live premiere with a chat, because I look forward to chatting with you guys. Ficus benjamina. So this is the very first time I've ever seen a Costa Farms hanging basket of Ficus benjamina. This one is in a 6-inch planter for $16.98. And like all ficus plants, they need to have a lot of light and consistent watering. If you give a Ficus benjamina drought, she will drop all her leaves. She is definitely a shedder. And you know, it's another one where I would like to be able to grow ficus, but I know for a fact that I don't have the lighting conditions to invest, nor do I have the time to really consistently water it. So I don't have a ficus benjamina in my plant collection. I've tried to grow them in the past, but they end up going to plant heaven. You can see right here, that is a Hoya. I was thinking of Hoyas earlier, but that is a Hoya carnosa Crimson Princess for $16.98. And then we also have some Epipremnum aureum golden pothos right here by Costa Farms. Golden pothos, please add it to your collection. I am telling you guys, if you don't have one in your plant collection, this is the plant to add. People will call it a basic plant, but you know what? Basic means easy care. Easy care means more joy, and easy care means less stress, and less stress means happy life. So lots of positives as to why you should add that to your plant collection. And then you can see right here, we've got a Dieffenbachia. Dieffenbachia are extremely toxic to plant to pets. So it is not a pet friendly plant. It is a beautiful plant nonetheless. It is a plant though that looks similar to an Aglaonema, but it does need more light and more consistent watering, which makes it a little bit more challenging to grow. It is a little bit more spider mite prone as well. So if you're able to increase the humidity levels of this plant, it will do very well. So let me know what you think. And you know, I have to say, even though I do these big box store plant shopping videos and we've seen these plants time and time again, I never get tired of looking at Costa Farms exotic angel plants. And the reason being is it just brings me joy that all of these plants are readily available for the general public. Now, I do wish that often these plants are sold to a good home, because I see these plants end up going to plant heaven or really declining in health. And so maybe, just maybe, by showing you guys how beautiful these Costa Farms plants are, maybe you will rush out to a big box store and definitely look at that. So as far as the indoor tropical plants at this Lowe's location, I'm not really seeing any new releases, but I do like the fact that, like I've said in all of the big box store videos, Lowe's is very consistent in being able to have in stocks in terms of the indoor tropical plants. Costa Farms is always replenishing Lowe's. Live Trends Design is always innovating and bringing some stylish plants. And if you haven't seen my previous big box store video, I do go in depth on some of the artistic merit that Live Trends Design planters have. This is a beautiful Rex begonia. I really like that as well. You can see right over here, gorgeous, beautiful begonia. This one is called the Red Kiss, so I love that too. This one is for $16.98, and this is another example of a plant that I have pretty much been looking at for the past year. I just have not bought it because I just know that even though it is a beautiful plant, it's not a plant that I could grow long term because I don't have the time or invested in being able to just take care of it. And that's the reason why I hope that some of my big box store plant shopping videos can become a vessel or a source where you can just go window shopping. It's going to save you money because you're not really out and about picking up these plants, but you're still seeing the beautiful foliage and getting some insightful commentary. I do feel like my commentary is a little bit insightful. So it's a win-win situation for all of us. We can see plants, but not spend money on plants. Now, for me, I remember when I was going to big box stores on a daily basis and I felt the need to buy a plant every time I went big box or plant shopping. That is not necessarily the case. And I've really learned to put some restraint in my spending habits at a big box store. Now, if you wave a beautiful aglaonema, especially those overseas sellers that send me beautiful videos of rare and uncommon aglaonemas, that is a different story. It is always going to be a yes, I need that plant in my plant collection. So you have to pick your battles. At least the battle of me feeling the need to buy big box store plants have kind of declined. It doesn't mean that I don't want to support the nurseries that have these plants. I just know that long term, these plants are not going to have the best care for me because of the amount of time I can invest in them. You have to think, I am balancing my daily life, just my life in general, my work, my origami project where I'm folding origami paper cranes. I have 2 baby chickens that I am taking care of, and then just having time where it's not involving social media content creation. It's a lot to balance. And then you put that on top of the 100+ aglaonema I have. People will ask whether I sleep. Yes, I do. I still get my 8 hours of sleep because I do believe sleep is important, but it is all about maximizing every second of the day. And that's another message I wanted to let everybody know. Don't let time pass by. Do something that you want to do. Do something that you feel like you can do, and don't second guess yourself. If you want to have a yummy dessert, go out there and get yourself a yummy dessert. If you want to take a trip somewhere and you can afford it, go ahead and do it. Seize the day and live your life to the fullest, because even though I have all of these things happening at once, I am still very thankful for this community. And like I said again, I try to shout out all of the plant foldies by name. I just never want to make people feel like they're not valued, because if you are still listening to me talk even after this much chatter, then just know that I appreciate you, I see you, I value you, and I hope that you continue to be part of this community. Now, as far as all of the Costa Farms plants we're seeing, you can see we've got that Calathea Green Goddess. We saw a Monstera Peru. Monstera Perus are beautiful, and this is an example of a green foliage plant. It doesn't have any variegation, but for $19.98, it's a beautiful plant that you need to also add into your plant collection. It is an easy to care for plant, and the texture of the leaves is what makes it interesting. So let's just keep walking around and picking up some of these Costa Farms plants. Feel free to leave in the comment section what you think. If you have any questions about the plant care tips, or if you want to share anything about your plant collection, I'd love to hear in the comment section. And if you made it this far into the video and you have not pressed the thumbs up or like button for this video, first of all, why not? And second of all, let's pause this video and let's do that. So let's go ahead and make sure that you're helping me push this content out. I'm hoping that we can get to 13,000 plant foldies soon. It's been a slow but steady growth. I do appreciate more so the genuine engagement versus the numbers, but hey, the more the merrier, right? So let's keep looking at these plants and enjoy the foliage. And plant foliage, as you can tell, I have a strong affinity for a lot of these plants right over here. Beautiful green foliage, Epipremnum aureum. So we have the lemon meringue pothos, we had a lemon top pothos, and the quintessential but common, still beautiful plant, the golden pothos right here. This one is for $15.98. It is in a Costa Farms self-watering planter. Self-watering planters, I am curious to see what everybody's opinion on self-watering planters. I like them for more of my semi-hydroponic substrates like Lechuza Pond and Leca. I prefer to water my plants in, top water them or bottom water them when I am actually growing them in soil substrate. So let's go walk over here and plant foldies. In my previous video, I really went into detail about a lot of the indoor tropical plants from Live Trends Design, but I also wanted to show you some of my plant aesthetics when it comes to planters. You can see a lot of these have a really nice palette, a color palette. I like the more matte finishes, and I also like these natural baskets as planters as well. You know, that's something I really haven't delved into, is plant styling. I have an appreciation for it. I have an eye for it. It's just not something that I have really covered. There are some other content creators that have a really good knack on presenting very stylish approaches when it comes to plants, because I feel like if you're going to grow a plant collection, a lot of it needs to be very visibly pleasing, or maybe there are different types of collectors. For me, I definitely know that I am not necessarily a plant collector. I know that I'm a plant hoarder, and I'm trying to move from being a plant hoarder to more of a plant collector, where I have a more curated and more stylistic approach to my plants, especially with all of my aglaonema. All of my aglaonema are super colorful, but they're kind of just shoved everywhere. And that's also the reason why I haven't done a house plant tour, because I'm slightly embarrassed to show you how much of a hoarder I am when it comes to plants. Now, going over here, you know, when we talk about Live Trends Design planters, this one is an interesting and very quirky planter. This one is the statue or the head of David. You can see that this one is a Syndapsis, and I don't know, you know, it's a quirky looking planter. For me, it's not necessarily my cup of tea, but you know, it does have some character. And so I do understand how some people prefer lots of textures, lots of color when it comes to certain plants. And so this particular planter by Live Trends Design, it does do well with a lot of the trailing plants like pothos plants, Syndapsis, for instance, because it looks like a head of hair. Very interesting, and it is still a work of art. Live Trends Design plants, if you haven't already looked into their planters and the way they present it, there is a lot of thought put behind it. You know, in my previous video, I talked about how in college I was actually a double major. My major was art history and painting or fine arts, and I also was a graphic design person. So a lot of my appreciation for art does come from just my college days, where my dream was to literally have a painting studio where I would just paint all day and just live my best life. Unfortunately, with art, I am just not one of the more fortunate ones to make it into a career. Therefore, I am making, you know, plant content and just working a job that I would say I have worked for more than 16 years. And, you know, it still brings me joy. It's just not necessarily the career path I would have chosen when I was in my younger years. I am thankful because it has been a stable salary for me. And, you know, I've been able to afford some of these plants. Also, the YouTube big box or plant shopping videos have become more of a passive income source for me. So I thank all the plant foldies that just watch my videos, that press the like button and give a super sticker or super thanks. Now, for those that also want a little bit more content, a little bit more personalized content from me, definitely consider joining my YouTube membership tier called the Super Plant Foldies. Again, shout out to Plant Foldy David, or Super Plant Foldy David to be exact. He always gives YouTube memberships to 5 random plant foldies. So thank you so much, David. I really appreciate it. We have about 60 super plant foldies. And if you don't know what a super plant foldie is, again, it is somebody that is part of the YouTube membership tier. For only $2.99, you'll get access to special emojis. So you'll see the aglaonema emojis. You will be highlighted on how long you've been a super plant foldie. And I'm thinking about also having discounted super plant foldie merch. I'm working on a Hydra Helix t-shirt, and and other things of that nature for the plant foldies. So to go back to the plants, as I wrap up this big box or plant shopping video, I always like to feature a lot of the hanging ceramic planters by Live Trends Design. This one is for $16.98, but look at how stunning this neon pothos is. Beautiful pothos plant. It's actually my favorite pothos, even though pothos in general is one of my favorite plants to grow because they're forgiving, they're a little bit drought tolerant, they're easy to propagate, they're inexpensive, budget friendly, easy care plants. All of the positive adjectives that you can give a plant, a pothos plant has, and it also has a unique way of growing. So if you grow it up a totem pole or moss pole, the plant will mature and have larger leaves to the point where it will even fenestrate. But in this sense right here, it is a trailing plant, and you can see that Live Trends Design, I love that pastel blue it has, and even the strings and the lines it creates, it is a work of art. Same thing with this hanging basket by Live Trends Design for only $16.98. This one is using kind of a leather string with that matte finish, that navy blue matte finish, in contrast to the neon green, neon yellowish leaves of the neon pothos. So I am curious, plant foldies, if you've actually grown a neon pothos, what you think of pothos plants in general. Like I said, again, leave comments in the comment section. And this is the kind of plant you will find at a Lowe's location. I would say Live Trends Design is most prevalent at Lowe's. If you're looking for a lot of varieties of different types of Live Trends Design plants, you can see this one right here has a beautiful pastel pink tone to it, and look at how silvery the Scindapsus plant is on this one. Now with Scindapsus, you can see that this one's a little bit thirsty. You can see that the leaves are curling. That's one way to indicate that this needs a drink of water. Now with Scindapsus and even pothos plants, if you let them dry out too long, they start to get yellowing leaves and they start to lose their top leaves, and that's when your plant becomes a little bit more leggy. So make sure you stay on top of the watering. Great contrast for this Live Trends Design plant for $16.98. Again, the white ceramic planter it's in with the contrast of the green leaves and the white variegation of this Epipremnum aureum pearls and jade pothos. Really stylistic presentation, and I have to always talk about style. When you think about style and plant styling, Live Trends Design is synonymous to that. You can't really beat Live Trends Design. They just have a really good aesthetic when it comes to it. Maybe I'm a little bit partial because I like that aesthetic, but if you also like fun aesthetics, go to the urban jungle plants. You can see $13.98. This is a Peperomia obtusifolia. It is a very durable plant, another easy to care for plant. It's another plant that I do think most plant collectors are not really into. Peperomias are not as popular, even though they're easy to care for plants. That's the reason why I would like for people to reevaluate and just think about adding more easy care plants because it's less stress. Would you rather have a plant that's not going to give you stress when it comes to plant care? Or do you want a plant that maybe you are into challenges? Maybe you want a challenging plant. I get that as well. But urban jungle plants, that's one that I would definitely recommend. They have a whole assortment at Lowe's locations. honestly, I've picked up several different types of planters from Urban Jungle and Live Trends Design. These are two very different aesthetics, but one isn't better than the other. It really just depends on your flavor. For me, I tend to like Live Trends Design, but Urban Jungle plants, I love that they have more of a handmade, homemade feel vibe about them. And so if you like something a little bit more handmade looking and just a little bit more funky, I would go with Urban Jungle plants. I love the terracotta planters that they produce, and they usually pick a lot of the plants to sell that are easy care, like this bird's nest fern. We do have some alocasias, different types of philodendrons. We've got calatheas and even aglaonema, ficus plants. Like, look at this beautiful philodendron. I don't know if this is a black cardinal, but needless to say, dark foliage, beautiful, elegant looking plants from Urban Jungle. And these ones are only for $13.98. So I'm just going to continue to pick up some plants and just show you their foliage. Feel free to leave in the comment section if you have any questions about the plants, whether it's the plant care tips or the plant IDs. I will respond appropriately. And hopefully you guys are just enjoying seeing the types of plants you could find at a big box store. Big box or plant shopping is definitely more universal. It's a little bit more accessible for the general public. And that's the reason why I will continue to just make these daily plant shopping videos, because why not, right? It's going to go bring us together and we can talk about plants and just see what new releases they have. So this one right here has been around for a while in terms of the new Urban Jungle planters. I'm curious to see what other types of planters Urban Jungle produces throughout the year. And the same thing with Live Trends Design. As far as Costa Farms plants, I am looking forward to seeing any more trending tropical releases. I know that they've got the Costa Farms Burley Marks Flame that was recently released, but as far as Live Trends Design, I can never get over these hanging ceramic planters. This one is a beautiful Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil. Look at the stunning heart-shaped leaves. The more bright indirect light you give it, the more neon and variegation leaves you'll get. And it's a really good cost-effective price for the health of the plant and definitely the planter itself. The planter is worth a lot for just the amount of artistry that is presented. And you'll see we have an Epipremnum pinnatum, Cebu Blue, and more hanging ceramic planters by Urban Jungle as well. So let's just keep walking around and picking up some plants. Feel free to let me know which one's your favorites. Like this one right here is endemic to my family's home country, which is the Philippines. This is a Cebu Blue pothos. Epipremnum pinnatum are a little bit more tricky when it comes to the other pothos plant because they are a little bit more thirsty. They definitely need more light. If you don't provide it enough light, they actually shoot runners versus foliage. So for the Epipremnum pinnatums, you want to make sure you are giving it as much bright indirect light and staying on top of the watering as well. The question about all of these plants are, do you like to buy Live Trends design plants? In my previous video, I went into detail about the aesthetics behind the planters, or do you prefer urban jungle planters where they're a little bit more funky boho aesthetic? To me, there is room for every type of aesthetic in a plant collection. I just tend to be a little bit more selective in terms of the actual plants I'm growing. So even though I have an affinity or an appreciation for all types of families of plants, I still have to stick by my Aglaonema. I am back in love with Syngoniums just because they're fast growing. I figured out that if I grow Syngoniums in a semi-hydroponic substrate, it is more forgiving when it comes to watering because I don't have to water it nearly as much. So it is all about figuring out your routines around plant care and just the amount of time you can invest. That's something that I will continue to repeat because it is something that we overlook. We get excited about seeing beautiful plants like this, but we don't always factor in the amount of time it takes to take care of plants. There have been times where I've literally obliterated and sent an entire plant collection to Plant Heaven simply because I didn't water my plants for 2 months straight, and it's because I ended up getting discouraged. I ended up feeling like it was a losing battle, and therefore I gave up. That's full transparency. When you think about content creators, sometimes they only show you the best of their plant collection, but they don't always mention the trials and tribulations of actually growing plants. I have sent so many plants to Plant Heaven, and I actually had a plant foldy leave a comment about if I factored in the amount of money I spent in, sending plants to Plant Heaven, it would be a hefty amount. I totally agree. Over the past year and a half, I don't really want to think about how much I've lost in terms of monetary value for the plants, but I will say the value of learning from your mistakes is still more so worth it, even if you do send plants to Plant Heaven. So, that's some of my insights for today. I did want to go round this video off and just show you some of the beautiful Live Trends design plants. This one is, again, another hydroponic type plant where you're just growing it in straight water, but the base actually lights up, so it illuminates the beautiful roots. This one is a Clusia plant, and this was one of the plants I first saw at Home Depot being offered by Nature's Way, and you can see that Live Trends design, I'm telling you, they just choose plants that are very much stylish, and it is slightly more expensive than when you compare plants from Costa Farms or Urban Jungle Plants, but you have to also look at the artistic aesthetic behind it. I really do think that Live Trends Design just has a more stylistic approach to their planters. Feel free to disagree with me. Let me know what you think about the other plant nursery providers, but my heart does go to Live Trends Design in terms of their planters. Really love the look of it, and you can even see they have many varieties of plants to choose from. I just remember when alocasias like this were uncommon and were quite expensive. Now you can get this one for $16.98 in a self-watering planter. And that's the thing about alocasias. They are not as forgiving in terms of staying alive, but you can send it to Plant Heaven and resurrect it as long as you let the corm dry out completely. I've had alocasias that I've just sent to Plant Heaven, but then I was able to revive them and resurrect them because they dried up all the way back down to a corm. So certain plants, I call them the Phoenix plants. That is one of them, the alocasias. And I am so in love with this new ceramic hanging basket planter by Live Trends Design. This is a beautiful Hoya Carnosa Crimson Queen. This one is also for $16.98, and you can see the different types of material that they use for these planters. I just don't know how they conceptualize these designs, but I absolutely love them. And then I'm also looking at two different types of pothos plants. So you can see this one is a jade pothos for $24.98. Look at how beautiful this basket planter is. And then we also have the golden pothos, but the green, the deep green tone is just lovely. And this is another plant that, like I said, again, very easy to care for, and I would recommend. It's one that you can propagate and share with others, and that's another way to save money on plants, guys. plant foldies. You can just propagate plants for each other and share them. You know, I wish we can create a group where we can share plants. Hopefully, as there are more Dallas-Fort Worth communities where we can actually have open markets, I would love to be able to participate in plant swaps or just be able to give free plants away. I know Peta's Planters recently had a night market where Cultivation Corner was part of hosting the event. Huge turnout, and I love seeing the local community come together. I am very fortunate to live out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area where there is a strong plant community where you can find and source you know, really common plants to uber rare plants to just different types of plant collectors. And that's what makes this area fun. So I would recommend anybody visiting Dallas to connect with some of the plant foldies here. We do have a lot of local plant foldies. And I'm hoping you guys will end up going to Dallas Plant Con because I will definitely be there with my co-host on Cultivation Corner, Janae Simone and Stephen of I Live Plants. We are planning a party the day before Plant Con as well. So let me know if you're interested, and let me know if you are planning to go to Dallas Plant Con. I think it's sometime in October, so we still have some time to plan, and let me know. As I finish off this big box store plant shopping video, just to recap a couple of things that I've talked about. You know, again, when it comes to big box store plants, you really want to make sure when you're going to Lowe's that you have some type of budget set. It's easier to go crazy and buy whatever plants you want to buy and just go over budget. Have an idea of what plant you are wanting to also buy, because then you'll know the care tips and you'll know whether it is a feasible plant. Aglaonema red Siam, you know, I couldn't go to a big box store and not at least feature one of my favorite plants. Aglaonema red Siam, $15.98. While it is a common plant, it is a plant that I hope every single viewer, every single plant foldie will give a chance to add to your plant collection. It is the mascot of this actual YouTube channel because it embodies a lot of the things I like. It is very common, but also durable. It is beautiful and it's easy to care for. So as far as an Aglaonema red Siam, let me know in the comment section if you have one. And if you don't, let me know why you don't have one, because it's time to buy an Aglaonema red Siam. $15.98. I'm hoping that Costa Farms will actually produce more Aglaonema varieties, or at least have them ready for the market. But you can see the pink stems, the pink and red margins. Beautiful plant, and if you give it a little bit more light, it tends to push out more of the reddish tone, and I love the fact that it's got a natural shine about it. So hopefully, plant foldies, what do you guys think of the plants that we've seen today at this big box store plant shopping video adventure? I always enjoy hanging out with y'all. And there you have it, plant foldies. It has been another fun and exciting big box or plant shopping video for y'all today. Again, consider joining my YouTube membership tier for only $2.99. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's video. I will definitely have a brand new one soon. Subscribe to my YouTube channel with all the notification bell on. This is Richie at Growfold. Have a great day, and I will definitely see you on the next video. I'll have some more brand new content coming out this week. Bye.